AFTV, Mo. We got there in the end. It was a really hard-fought win.
Exactly, they're the words. Hard.
They're a good team.
Yeah, they are a good team, and they brought the physicality, and we knew they were going to do that because there's a guy in that team that thinks he knows how to beat Arsenal. Well, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Troy Deeney you're talking about.
Exactly. Because Decore, Capoue, Deeney, even Success. So let's just enjoy this. But today, that was the ask. They know what they wanted to do. They know how they wanted to win the game. Capoue, Decore, Success when he came on, Deeney, they said, yeah, let's get physical. Let's bully them. They're nothing when we get physical. And what did Arsenal do? What did this new look Arsenal do? We rose to that. We had spells, they had spells. I'm not going to say that we dominated them or anything. It was a really hard-fought physical battle, but we stood up to it. So Troy Deeney, you enjoy this defeat because we showed cojones today. And the fact is, when we didn't show cojones, right, I actually agree with him. I took exception to what he said because as a professional, you shouldn't be going on national TV, lauding it when you beat a team and talking about a lack of cojones. I don't think that's a fair thing to do to fellow professionals. You're meant to treat each other with respect. But today, are you going to come out on your Instagram or you're going to go into the Sky Sports studios or Match of the Day, rock up and actually praise us? Because I think we deserve some praise today. So that's why I'm doing it, because I don't think Troy Deeney's going to be doing it. Massive respect to the lads today, because they really, really did show that, 6 wins on the trot, they're not getting complacent, they wanted that 7th. And they got that 7th today. And they earned it today.
Do you know what I wanted to ask you? There was an incident in the first half, right? I want to ask you about this. Now, to me, Lacazette was in the box. It's a blatant penalty, but because he's not dived, it's not been given. And do we need to? I saw, and there was a similar incident like it during the week as well in the Carabao Cup. Do our players have to start diving?
That's the thing, Arsenal. Obviously, like people would say, I would say this, I'm an Arsenal fan, but when you look at, let's say the top 6 clubs, for example, Arsenal, to me, are the most honest out of the lot. You have other teams that are notorious. They've got players that are notorious for diving. And don't get me wrong, Arsenal have had a couple in the past. I'm not going to deny that we've never done it. But generally, you look at players that we've had and the culture in our club, like Walcott, never went down. He never tried to, cheat a penalty and stuff. It just seems to me like that's the culture we've got at our club. And other managers, maybe they're a bit more pragmatic and say, look, if you need to go down, go down. And it's very annoying because referees don't penalise players for that little tug. You have to throw yourself down in order to make the referee notice it. And until the footballing authorities get this VAR situation sorted, until they, in my opinion, need to bring in reviews. So you can say to the referee, look, I'm using my review. If you get the decision, you keep the review, just how it is in cricket or tennis, for example. Until they do that, you're not going to get these decisions, and it's only ever going to encourage diving. So yeah, I agree with you, man. Don't get me wrong, we are... it was the first half, I sit in the North Bank, so we're 90 yards away from that incident, but it looked it. We'll obviously go back and watch the replays, but on that wider issue of, do you have to really show referees that you've been touched? Yeah, you do. You have to overcompensate, so they give you the decision. And Lacazette today, Rob Holding was immense. I thought he was brilliant, a massive contender for man of the match, and especially with Socrates not playing, I assume he still got a knock. Just Rob Holding was brilliant today, so respect to him. But for me, Lacazette was the man of the match. And the reason for that is he worked so hard all game. In the last game, I was saying to you how he's just probably second to Firmino in the entire league in terms of how hard he works from the front. He's really challenging Firmino for that top spot now. And all game he was doing it, and he had a very clear chance in the first half. He absolutely should have scored, no doubt about it, and he wasted the chance. In the second half, Aubameyang dinked one over to him. It wasn't easy, but he wasted the opportunity with his header. We saw Troy Deeney, actually, in the first half. A ball came to him a little bit too high, but he managed to set someone up with a header. He kept it in play. Lacazette kind of wasted it a little bit, and I was thinking, is it your day, is it not? His head did not drop. The amount of times he carried on nicking the ball away from defenders made a massive nuisance out of himself. And to me, when you look at him and Aubameyang, and I'm not going to blame Aubameyang because he's playing out of position, but when you look at both of them and you say, all right, none of you had the perfect finishing touch today, but who's been the better player, who's worked harder, who's caused more problems for the opposition? Lacazette was that guy, and that's why he stayed on the pitch, and he was rewarded by scoring that goal. I don't even know if it was his goal, but the goal is a perfect example. Whether he scored it or not, that ball's not going in unless he really just insists on mixing it up, and then he got the assist. So he was brilliant. And if Iwobi played for longer than what he played for, seriously, Iwobi, I don't know what you're eating, man, because it's brilliant. Shout out Kelechi. Kelechi's going to be the happiest man today. Iwobi changed the game. He came on and he looked like what Sterling looks like for Man City. He looked confident, brilliant carrying the ball, really good decision making at the end. You know, he was enjoying himself after he went 2-0 up, started doing about 20 step overs in the area. But you know, you've earned that right, because he came on and won us the game today. I wanted him to start, Ramsey started, but you know, Iwobi came on and really made a case for the next game. And for me, with the whole Ramsey issue, I said before the game that I think Ramsey shouldn't be starting, it should be Iwobi, because I want Iwobi who's fully committed to the club and who's on form to play. And a lot of people were saying, well, how do you know Ramsey's not committed? But for me, if I'm a manager and I'm thinking, well, clearly this guy needs to move in January, I'd rather protect that asset now. You know, his mind is going to be elsewhere. If there's a crunching 50-50 challenge, is he as likely to go in for it? I don't want to find out on the pitch. I'd rather just say to him, do you know what, we'll go with the players that are the future of this club, that we know are going to be here long term, that are going to be fighting towards the business end of the season, rather focus on their confidence, rather give them opportunities. So listen, Ramsey, sign up, or for me, I think he should be on the bench rather than a starter, especially with the former Iwobi's in.
Don't forget, each and every Friday on Channel 4, it's the Real Football Fan Show at 12 o'clock. It's the best show, best football show on TV. Take my word for it. You can also catch up on all 4, but make sure you watch the programme, the Real Football Fan Show.